Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Heir's Lair. I'm your host, Jonathan Taylor. Today's video sees me close out a series of Halloween-adjacent book reviews that I've been, working on over this past month, with a look at The Revolt of the Angels by Anatole France. This book is, as of the time of this video's recording, the second oldest book I've read in order to review on this channel, and the oldest novel. Aside from its age, does this book have anything else that distinguishes it? Well, the TLDW for this review is, while this novel's age does influence the way the events within it are framed, the actual presentation of these events themselves, as well as the perspectives employed and how it is that these perspectives shift over the course of the narrative, still allow it to remain distinctive, giving it a unique and emphatic signature that, in my opinion at least, has so far managed to withstand the test of time. I can't go too deep into what exactly those events are because of my spoiler policy, but I can mention a few things about this book that I think make it worthy of your attention. The main plot of this book is actually split across two different narrative threads, which somewhat bleed into each other, especially in the book's second third, and various other side stories that focus on other characters. For a more modern audience, reading a book with like this with two major narratives interspersed with various side narratives, I think comes across as reading several intersecting novellas. The first of these plots focuses upon Maurice Desparvieux, the eldest son of a well-placed, and by that I mean rich and connected, family in Paris, as he is making his way through high society, and Arcade, his guardian angel, who, after having read several books on philosophical theology and natural science from the Desparvieux family's extensive personal library, comes to the conclusion that the God he has so diligently obeyed and followed throughout his entire existence is actually an impostor unworthy of the grandeur that is ascribed to him, and sets out to mount an armed uprising against him. And all of the side characters I mentioned also have having their own stories. Some of those include the Desparvieux family's personal archivist, because because their library is extensive enough for them to actually need one. Maurice's lover Gilberte, the Desparvieux family itself, or more precisely its backstory, one particular book from their library that happens to get misplaced, Maurice's second lover, Bouchotte, and various fallen angels as they, make their way through society and start the preparations for the uprising. This, wide variety of perspectives grants a very broad view of the society and of its inner workings, and of what it is that fuels the passions, desires, and interests of all characters involved within the narrative. And all of that is presented not in the more intimate, contemporary to us manner, where readers are in the hearts and minds of their characters and can observe the changes in their impressions and desires almost in real time, but rather they are presented through a broader modernist perspective, where characters are introduced by their individual facets of their of what it is that makes them distinctive. And then by the end, all of these different aspects stack together, creating a plenary, multifaceted understanding of what it is that makes these characters distinctive and engaging. The main point in which this modernist perspective shines through, however, is in how it manages to present its ideas, because through this wide variety of perspectives, it manages to explore with a wide brush the backgrounds and consequences of power, influence, merit, cooperation, as well as the incongruities between desire and necessity. A lot of that information is given both to the readers themselves and amongst the characters through speechifying. And while I will recognize that that is not something some readers will be able to immerse themselves in, the actual content of these speeches and of these thematic explorations is actually very engaging to follow through, and it does really activate your thoughts, and it makes you consider the themes of this book and how exactly they develop, or how they showcase the development of the narrative itself. If for some reason you would not be interested in the main narrative, there are plenty of other facets that are bound to hold the reader's attention. The philosophical conflict between Maurice and Arcade, particularly in the second third of this book, when their narratives most directly bleed through, so to speak. But also the history of the interactions between fallen angels and human societies, as well as all of the reveals that the side stories allow about the characters within them. All of them add a lot of flavor, a lot of dimension, and a lot of insight, a lot of a sense of a greater understanding within and about the setting and the people who occupy it and the actions they unleash. I have to say, when I first finished this book, I was somewhat disappointed by the ending, because it to me at least didn't really seem like the best possible conclusion to the narrative as it was presented. However, looking back on it and thinking through it, it actually makes a lot of sense when you consider when you consider the thematic conflict that this book approaches, and how exactly that ends up getting mirrored into the events that unfold before the readers. And as such, I have to say I have since embraced the ending as the natural conclusion of all the events occurring within the book. Overall, this century-old novel, more than a century actually, was published in 1914 for the first time. This novel, while still showing its age, still has a lot of surprises and insights that are presented with a great deal of passion and care and curiosity. That is bound to spark a lot of debate and spurn the insights and the hearts of any reader who willing and eager to delve into it. My final rating for The Revolt of the Angels, perhaps the most well-known book of a Nobel Prize for Literature winner, is a 5 out of 5. And that was my review. Thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed it, well then please like the video, maybe even share it wherever you think other people will also like the video. If there's anything you'd like to add, either to the book or to my review of it, well, that's what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. My books, the first two of my own Heir to the Empire series, The Next Generation and The Path Not Taken, are available at various retailers under their respective links in the description down below, right past my own social media links, which I also suggest you check out should you choose to. Additionally, you can also support me on Patreon, where you will receive various perks, such as early access to my videos and scripts, both for this channel and my second one, because yes, I also have a second channel where I talk about whatever I feel like, to be honest. Until next time, I am Jonathan Taylor, and this has been the Heir's Lair.